Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel, because this is going to be episode 5 of converting my garden shed into a blacksmith's workshop. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the workbench that I've put into the smithy. I built it in basically from scratch because this smithy is quite small and to build a workbench in my other workshop and bring it in here is just not practical. So this bench is 900 millimeters high, or 3 feet. I make all my benches that size, and I've restricted the size of it to 400 millimeters, which is 16 inches. That's because this is quite a small workshop. Okay, so I've just built this workbench out of construction pine, which is what I made my sawhorses out, my little door jiggle, and other little woodworking projects that I do. And I put it in, but the top of it is made out of hardwood. That's because it may take a little bit of punishment in the future with heavy tools put on it and so on. The lower shelf is going to be made out of maybe plywood, something like that. It's going to be light duty, it doesn't need to be heavy duty like that. And the other thing that I've done is I've put a leg on the outside of the workbench, and that's going to be the fixing point for my leg vise. And I've strengthened this bench underneath so that I can drill through it, and that mounting block that you get with your vise that has 3 holes in it usually, that gets bolted down through that, so that may take a little bit of punishment for a bit of hammering, something like that. It needs to be very firmly attached. So underneath this bench I've put some extra wood in there just for that purpose. I've pre-drilled all my holes and done a dry fit. It fits on there perfectly, and so that is the next phase now, is just to fit my vise onto this bench, bolt it all down, put a collar on the bottom and to secure it. That stops it swinging like this when you're doing stuff, and then that will be the workbench complete then. So happy days, we're ready to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen in previous videos my little 4-inch leg vise. I've made a spring for it. I spoke about it in the top 5 reasons and things to look at when you buy a vise like this. Now comes the time. I've done a dry fit. I'm now going to fit this on my workbench. So I'm going to do that with some of these bolts that I bought from the hardware store, and so we can go ahead and do that now. Then it's just a matter of bolting onto your bench. Very simple. And that's basically my vise secured. I've put a timber leg on the outside of my bench because this is a post vise or a leg vise. It needs something to sit on. It needs to be secured at the bottom, and what that does, it stops it swinging around like this when you're working with it. The other 2 things I've got to do to this vise now that it's mounted on my bench is to straighten out the handle and to forge a little collar that fixes it to the bottom. I'm going to put that into a future video, but our vise is now set, it's ready. It's far enough away from the anvil so that it doesn't clash on anything, and the handle is far enough away from that wall so that it doesn't bang into the wall or anything like that. This is an ideal position. I've triangulated it deliberately. My hearth is over there, my anvil is in front of me, my vise is on the right hand side. They're the 3 main things that you use in the forge. So now that that's secured to the bench, we're ready to rock. Okay folks, the last thing we're going to be doing in part 5 is we're going to take a slight change in direction, and I want to give a shout out to Evil Twin X, another YouTuber who has a very small forge. I'll leave a link in the description below to his channel so you can go over there and have a look about how he made his forge. he made the suggestion that instead of having a hood going out of the roof, that we have a side blast to here, then and allow that to go outside, sideways out of the side wall. So what we're going to do today, I've taken that on board. That was excellent advice. Thanks, Evil Twin X. You're awesome. We're going to fill in the roof now, which we've left open to put a chimney out the roof. That's now going to go out the wall, and we'll show that in part 6 of converting this garden shed into a blacksmith's workshop. So today we're going to fill in the roof. We're going to do a little bit of trimming and all that kind of thing in preparation for making our hearth go out of that wall. Nice bit of trim, finish it off. Excellent. Okay folks, so there we are. That's all the work we've managed to get done so far in that smithy. We've installed that workbench, we've installed our vise, we've completed all the extra timber work that we've put in there now, because we're now not going to go through the roof. We're going to go through the wall with our hearth. That'll be part of Smithy 6, that'll be the next thing that we do. We've also fixed up that anvil and the ringing on it, and that's going to be in a separate video. And so that's all we've got for you for now. I hope you're following this little series along and maybe giving you some ideas there of a small smithy that you can put together. I certainly hope that everything we're doing is helping you out in some way. We're getting really excited now because we are very close. So looking forward to seeing you in a few of the future episodes when we get cracking, forging in there. We really start our metal work and making all our racks and all that kind of thing. That's going to be an awesome video series. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you later.